in my hometown, Los Angeles, with my good friend, Dr. Anoop Kanodia, Mayo Clinic trained, Harvard trained, and now the creator of the 30-Day I'm Standing Challenge.
Because of you.
That's right. So your original name was, I always have to think about it too, because it's hard to remember. It was Sitting is the New Smoking.com. And I was like, what is that? I don't smoke. How does that relate to me? And how is sitting the new smoking? And it was very confusing. So I said, you might want to go for a more emotional name.
And that makes total sense.
Yeah.
We know that from a medical standpoint, that people change or make a big transition in their life when they hit the rock bottom.
Yeah.
And that's an emotional thing. That's not a statistics thing.
Yeah.
I can tell people blue in the face about this is going to kill you.
Yeah.
But until it hits them emotionally,
Until they feel it.
until they feel the pain,
Yeah.
until they actually feel that heart attack.
Yeah, it's really human nature. I don't know if you've come across this in your medical studies, but we are always making our decisions through our emotions.
Right.
It's literally our biology.
It is.
It's our limbic brain. I think our limbic brain is something like 140 million years old in evolutionary time, and our rational brain is only 4 million years old. So we have evolved as a species by making emotional choices. And still to this day, that's the only thing that we buy, the only places that we go, the people that we fall in love with, the relationships that we keep, or the relationships we let go, all through emotional decisions. So when you're naming, especially, you want to change people's lives and help them recover from their health issues, maybe gain some mental clarity, all with your program, you've got to get them on that emotional decision making.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't want the wrong name
Yeah.
to stop us from serving people.
And was this your first big name that you were launching?
This is the first product I'm ever launching.
Yeah. So you were coming from this family practice and dealing with patients one-on-one.
Exactly.
And not having to appeal to 1 million people in 2 seconds.
Exactly.
And so that was an entirely new process for you.
It is really different because from a doctor standpoint, you're not selling.
Yeah.
There's a shortage of family docs. That if you're really good at what you're doing, people will say, go to this doc. So they already know you. Most patients who see me, their friends or family have gotten better.
Yeah.
So they already know who I am.
Yeah.
Based off of personal referral.
Yeah. And what was it like entering into this new space? Were you nervous or?
Absolutely. This is like going to medical school all over again. This is a whole new chapter.
We had to really open your brain in the process. I will share with them. I had to really move him from a factual standpoint into an emotional standpoint. I think that what really got you was I asked you about their secret desire, their secret wish, the thing that is in their heart that they're almost embarrassed to say, what they might confess to you as a doctor, and that really informed your messaging.
Yeah, I think it's having the right name is important to everyone, but especially for people that are the science, engineering, fact-based people.
Yeah.
Because I come from a background where if you don't have the facts, you don't tell the patient what to do because you need that information to back up what you're saying.
Right.
So I come from a more linear, fact-based science. So this idea of touching people's emotions to get there is a foreign concept to me. It's the level or the depth of questions you asked that we always talk about in business, location, and in the other part is know your customer. The level of questions you asked me, we got to the fine detail of who is that customer who's going to see that name of it. Who are we targeting?
Yeah.
We can't target all 7 billion people.
Right.
Who are we targeting? What emotion is there? And who are you? See, one thing that we didn't talk about yet was you asked a lot about who I am.
Right.
And I think that is so valuable because when we talk about who I am, that's going to come out in how I say the name. That's going to come out with what customers can I relate to. That's going to come out with how I can even how I can even project what we're talking about.
Right, yeah. In the end, you're the one who's going to be the name.
Right.
Right, because you're the expert. That's your particular, that's what we were naming.
Right.
If I was naming a car, it would be slightly different. But you're the one who's going to embody this name. So we went very deep into who you are and your archetype and your worldview and how you want to be in this world and what kind of future you want to call in to being for yourself. And ultimately that was the final decision. We had two great names, and that was the kind of litmus test, was which one do you feel emotional saying?
I heard that the average American gets, or sees, hears, feels 20,000 commercials a day.
Wow.
And so then it's a matter of, from a medical standpoint, if that's happening, the brain filters out 99% of it, and it only lets us see 1 to 5% that's relevant to us.
Yeah, and so that means, is your name speaking to your audience? Is it relevant to your audience? Not just to you and to your friends, but to your audience. Is it in their voice? Is it speaking their secret wish, their desire? Are you answering a wish that they had, maybe even they didn't even say to themselves? Is it grabbing them emotionally? Are they going to remember you out of those, 20,000 commercials a day? Gosh, you really got to pierce that veil. You have to pop out. And the way to do that is to speak directly to your audience. Like you said, you can't target 7 billion people. You'll never get heard, you'll never get remembered, you'll never get repeated to friends by saying, oh, you gotta buy this, or you have to try this out, and they're never going to repeat it because they won't remember it. You have to literally pierce through that enormous amount of noise. 20,000 commercials a day, that's an enormous amount of noise. You have to get right to it, and that's through emotion and clarity. So yeah, wow, that's an amazing statistic.
Yeah.
It's fired me up for my naming jobs this week.
No, there has to be alignment with who I am and the name and the product.
Yeah.
And I feel like if any of those three things are not working together, my chances of being of service is just diminished greatly, if not down the drain.
Yeah. And we can't let that happen,
No.
right?
One thing that I need to give you credit for was I told you my very short timeline. Like literally we need to come up with a name in a week. Or actually we need to come up with a name in a weekend. Not even a week.
Yeah.
Like the CEO who's launching my product wants it by tomorrow.
Well, you have a great mission, so I was like, I have to get on this.
Right. And so
We were in a frenzy. We were I was naming and sending him names at the same time because he was on and I never worked like that, really. And I think you are the first client, I think you're the first client in 21 years that I emailed or texted a name to you and said, even if you don't use this for this product, buy this right now because names get bought all the time and it's perfect for your voice, and we'll see if it fits for this. You're the first one, but we were in a naming frenzy. We had to get it done.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
For that that level of concern and being able to help in such a short notice.
And you were so impassioned. I mean, you got me right in. I was like, sign me up, let's do it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Dr. Anoop Kanodia, thank you so much for that. 30-day I'mStandingChallenge.com. Yes?
Yes.
Go see it, go stand up and enjoy your day.